Hi everyone, and welcome to our video on finding coterminal angles. Okay, so in a previous video, I'm going to scroll for a second. We showed that negative 60 and 300 are coterminal because they end in the same spot. So their initial side and their terminal side are the same. They just took a different route to get there. So that's all coterminal angles are. So to find coterminal angles, all we have to do is add or subtract multiples of 360. Again, let me scroll real quick. Notice that if you add 360 to negative 60, you get 300. Okay, that's because it takes one full revolution to go around the circle equal to 360 degrees. Okay, so each time that you add or subtract 360, your terminal spot is going to be the same. Okay, so on this it says find a positive angle less than 360 that is coterminal with the given angle, then find three other coterminal angles. Okay, so all we have to do again is we're adding or subtracting multiples of 360. So 360, 720, so forth. If it's in radians, we would do 2 pi. So we'll see that in the next video. Okay, so on this problem, all it is just subtract 360. It looks like. Okay, and then 600 minus 360 is 240 degrees. That is between 0 and 360. So I'm going to say that this part is part A. There we are. Done. Okay, and then part B. So part B is just find any other three. So we could continue subtracting 360 from 240. Okay, so like 240 minus another 360 degrees. That gives us negative 120 degrees. Okay, so that would also be coterminal. And then I could also, let's do it one more time. I could subtract again. So negative 120 minus 360 would be negative 480 degrees. There we go. That's another one. Or I can, okay, so it doesn't matter on this problem. Sometimes they might want you to find like two positive angles. So let's go ahead and get one other positive angle. I'm going to go back to the initial 600 and add 360 to it. So that would be 960 degrees. There we are. Okay, so there's part B, the three other angles that they wanted. Okay, so all of these, so 240 is the easiest to measure. So 240 degrees, so here's 0, 90, 180, 270, and 360. So 240 is, let's mark it in blue, right about there. So there's 240 degrees. All right, all of the others would also be right there. Okay, so like the negative 120, that's, let's mark that one. That puts us at the same terminal spot. 600 degrees, so after this, it just gets messy. We'll do it in green. So like 600 degrees would have been one full revolution around and then to there. Okay, so it's getting messy. And then the others, we could follow a similar pattern. No matter what, our initial side, let's bold it out, and terminal side are always right there. Okay, always putting us in quadrant 3. Okay, so it's just showing, so this is useful in case they give us an angle we don't really like as much. Like 600 degrees isn't the most friendly. However, in one step, subtracting 360 gives us 240, which is friendly. 240 degrees is easy to work with. Okay, so let's do it for these others. Okay, so on this problem number 2, it looks like I just need to add, so it's currently negative, so I should add 360 to it. Okay, so that gives us negative 210 degrees. That's not what they wanted in part A. Oops, I didn't mark part B. There's part B. However, I can use that for part B. Okay, so that is one other coterminal angle. It's not the one they wanted for part A. So it's still negative. How about I add another 360? 150. There we go. That's between 0 and 360 degrees. Find a positive angle less than 360. There we go. We did it. Okay, and then now again, it's just whatever angles you want. I'm going to add another 360 to it. So if I add 360, we would get 510 degrees. Okay, so that's another one. And let's add one more 360 to it. And we get 870 degrees. There we go. There's 3 other coterminal angles. Okay, so it is just adding or subtracting. All right, number 3. So it's a large positive angle, 7,000 degrees. So this would take a long time if I were to just subtract 360. So I'm going to erase this. So that would still be 6,000 something, right? Okay, so I don't really want to do that. So I'm going to erase that. Instead, so this is the multiple part. So multiples of 360. So I would say, well, I know it's a 4-digit number, so I'm going to multiply this by 10. Okay, and I can see, oh, that's kind of half of 7,000. So I'm going to multiply that by 2. So I'm just kind of doing some scratch work, and that gets me real close to 7,000. So I'm just trying to find something that's close to it, and that's what I'm going to subtract this by. And I get negative 200. Okay, so that looks like, so that's an angle that could be used for part B. So 7,000 degrees is equivalent to negative 200 degrees. They would put us in the same terminal spot. Okay, and then now if I have negative 200 for part A, it looks like I could just do a quick addition of 360. There we go, positive 160 degrees. There's our part A. Okay, and then again, I just need 2 others. I'm just going to add another 360 real quick. So we get 520 degrees. And then one more addition of 360. We get 880 degrees. Okay, so all of these are on the same, again, terminal spot. The 7,000 degrees would be crazy to try to show. Okay, so we know 160 is going to put us, okay, so I'm going to mark this and say 160 is close to 180. So that's that in the blue. The 7,000 would go around, so it goes around actually 19 times. So one, so it gets crazy, and then eventually gets there. Okay, so that's why we might want to use coterminal angles. So 7,000 isn't very useful. 160 though is easy to work with. Okay, oops, and my 880, oops, sorry, I just saw that. There we go. There they all are. Okay, so there's all of our angles. So that's how you find coterminal angles. So just add or subtract 360 or multiples of 360. Okay, so thanks for watching. See you again next time.